Hi there, terribly sorry for the technical problems I'm facing here. Is I used an strategy and fortunately it didn't work. It seems that only now I was able to fix it. Sorry, it's not going to happen again. Let's see if now I'm able to do something here. Okay. Okay, let's come here. We're a bit late, 38 minutes after the opening. My intention it was to start with my pre-market studies. That it's really important to make it. It's really important for us to know what we are doing beforehand and actually what market could do. So here we have almost 40 minutes of market running. And what we see here, starting from now, is we had here in 3916, we could say that this is the bottom of the region, and we have a strong uh, end here in the 3925, and regular sessions high was not even 3930. What I'm seeing today, uh, for me here, the in my previous study, I've seen that we have this here of this region of 3928, 3920 to 2830 is really important because we have this last stop, this previous stop of the uptrend channel here. It was right there. So it's been a important region previously. After touching here the 200 days exponential moving average, it could be expected to see this at least a lateralization when hitching here. And my hypothesis is, considering this trend, we could have a pullback here. Actually, considering the trend, we touched an additional time here in the uptrend channel. Actually, even if we come down here to 35, 38, 40 here, we could still keep the uptrend. But considering this big bar here, this I'm not sure if they call it the kind of elephant bar here. This strength last week when the CPI is released, we could say that it's changed the level of negotiation and started trading here from 39.56 to 4,000 there. So it could be possible that considering these trends, maybe we could have a pullback here. We could see a pullback here and maybe try to move up in the uptrend. Interesting to say that considering the weekly chart here, we can say this clear downtrend line from January 22 here, and here we have this blue line is a Fibonacci that is in 4183, around 4183. So my hypothesis is that we could, if keep moving up, we could try to price could try to move. This line works on the daily. We could move up here. We are currently, this low trend line is currently at 41.50, we could say, and we have this Fibonacci that have already been touched here on September and also before on June. This Fibonacci is traced from the pandemic low in March 2020 and the all-time high here from January in, it was exactly the number, it is 4820, 4820. So we have here this 4183. So considering this strength here, it would be the region I would looking at. This low trend here in from 41.40 to 80. I think that it would be hard to pass by without at least a correction. And we are also here above the another important issue to mention here in the weekly is we are for the first time here, second time here, and third time here. For the third time, a week closed above the 20 periods moving average in the weekly chart. For long trends, I'm a scalper, but for long trends, it's really interesting to see this big picture. And what we see here is that this moving average is currently exactly right in the 39.12 now. The beginning of the day it was 39.16. It's keeps adjusting. So considering this 39.28 here and the close above and this pullback, this turn back to this average, I'm looking this region for a potential pullback. Uh, the last week, the region of 39.15, 39.20, there was a huge volume on both. It was a struggle there, and it was not easy to overcome both of them. So considering this moving average and this 39.30 here, I think that something could happen. But even doing all this studies, I've always tried to avoid getting biased. I confess that it's not difficult for me to get biased, but I try to make this and not trying to anticipate things or just to have this as reference and then waiting to enter again. So what we're seeing, this is the 15 minutes. I like to see the big picture because sometimes prices get stuck or touch the moving average. It's a relevant moving average to see. Here I have the 2 minutes, 2 minutes chart, 2 minutes chart down under. Okay, we're almost at the moving average here. I like to see it to see the short-term trend, intraday trend, trading below it. Trading below it, I try to prioritize short trades, considering it's in a downtrend, and above it, I try to prioritize long trades. Okay, and here, this red line you are seeing here, and here the support tool is the support tool from pivot points, something I really like to look at because for scalping, this points usually shows good opportunities. This is 39.28 currently 39.28. We're seeing here, but we've made the day is clearly showing this region here from 39.16 to 39.25. It's the strongest region so far, and it tried before, but was not able to overcome the 39.30. That for me is the key region. Trading above it, it could even speed up the rise, the move upwards. Since there is a gap, we open with more than 50 points of gap, and but it's the second, third time it's coming. We are in 39.25. We see here in the volumetric bars, buyers really trying to buyers being aggressive here. We are seeing here in this 25.25, 50, but sellers selling, sellers absorbing buyers' aggressiveness. We see in this volumetric bar 7 minutes, it's been difficult to pass above the 39.25, and many times buyers are aggressive, buy, sellers absorb, give liquidity, and many times sellers win and put pressure down, put pressure and prices move down. It had the rep. Sorry, just a minute. It already happened a couple of times, and what we're seeing today that we're, as yesterday, we're working sideways. Yesterday we have the value area. It was just at 13 points, 13 points. That it's easily, it's really small. It's really narrow, hard to see. It's such a narrow, such a narrow value area. What means indecision or uh, lots of interest in the region, but neither buyers nor sellers were able to or interested in pushing price for a specific region. What we're seeing today is that we just switched the region. We're currently around the same size from 39.15 to 39.30, 15 points again. But let's see. In our weekly newsletter, or in our daily yesterday, I mentioned that from 39.30, 39.32 to 39.60, when the market was going up, there was a low volume in this hike, in this path. So if overcoming 39.30, it would not be a surprise if prices speed up, speed up and go to 39.60, because there was room for happening that. Okay, but we are now, we have here the 15 minutes moving average in 39.33, and we had previously, just a second, we have previously this, it was before opening, had this high at 39.32.25. Considering we're below this 15 minutes moving average, technically, we are technically in a downtrend, okay? But we have these two strong bars, two strong green bars here, so it's difficult to bet against or to to bet in a pullback here in this moving average. This wouldn't be wise, smart, because we just overcame 39.25 and now 39.30. So in theory, after fighting almost 50 minutes in the region, so in theory, if prices comes down and then moves up again, it could be, we could wait for buyers absorption or buyers aggressiveness starting to move up, and maybe try some long trade. In 2 minutes, what I see here is that we just passed above the moving average. We're above the moving average. It's currently in 39.27. Okay, so in theory, what I take as my reference, my indicator, my, like in airplane, you have the instruments. It's kind of instruments showing the picture for me. After crossing it, I understand that it's a strong, and so in theory, when it comes back to this moving average, a long opportunity could arise. I do not consider only the chart, but I certainly use it to show me the signals. So as I can look here, at the volumetric bars and see what's actually happening. What we're seeing this right now. Price move it up, and here you see these red numbers on the left. This means these are the contracts traded when sellers sold at market. Buyers were in the level two. Buyers were in the book, not in the book, but we had algorithms or robots buying here. Here is happening the same. They're pressing up, sellers are pressing up, but buyers are buying here. So if buyers are able to bring price again above 30, we could see it as a strength, as a strength sign, okay? And in theory, an opportunity for long would arise in 30, 50, or maybe after overcoming the 32 region. But I really like to see the super dawn indications to make me to give me the picture. And what we are seeing here is that in each level from 39.26 to 39.29, and we have a gap, little gap here, and then starts again above, is that there's lots of contracts in each level, and I don't like this. It's dangerous because it shows that in all these regions there is interest. So it's dangerous to do something here, and you can be quick stop it down here or over there. So in between is hard to do something. So here it would be better to see whether we are, if it's going to fill up this four levels here and make a bigger trading zone from 32 to 36, and then maybe we could work on it, but it would be less riskier to do something above this. See here that buyers try to push up or to move up 39, 32, but this means here that they bought almost 600 contracts, but sellers provided liquidity. So it was not easy to put price above that. And here again, 39.30. Again, the 39.30, I struggle here. We're seeing here that sellers are pressing, but finding buyers here. Finding buyers here. So it's kind of a situation that is really dangerous to do something because you see interest from both sides. And for example, this is we could see here a breakout, okay? But considering this scenario, in theory, this could lead to strong move, but for me, it's not clear that will be an upward move. Considering this seller, considering sellers are also stronger, also strong, it's dangerous to try to put a limit order here and to take this break. It can break, but I prefer to wait for a pullback and see if there's an opportunity when it goes up again. Okay, so we've seen that it broke up the 39.32. Sellers are trying to press, sellers are pressing, are putting pressure, but buyers are still buying here. They're finding buyers' interest. So, but it moved. How much did it move? From 39, 32.25 to it moved. The the breakout was 2 points. It's, it's good. It's hard to assume this risk, as I mentioned before. Out of the screen you are seeing, you guys are seeing, I have additional ones to, I just not put there, not in order to the numbers not get too small for you guys, but I use also this longer time volumetric bar here. I guess it's 15 or 20 minutes to see the longer time frame volume. And so we're seeing here in 32 that it's both buyers and sellers are interested on it. So we could say that there was an exhaustion here in 34.25. Buyers bought 17 and exhausted. But considering we could be entering in an uptrend, this kind of exhaustion should not be considered to make a counter trend trade. Okay, it's better to wait and see if it feels difficult to reach there. So what we are seeing here is that is actually missing, maybe not that, it's actually missing conviction to the market. You see lots of buyers and sellers, you see the struggles, but neither of them are succeeding in being in doing huge moves to one side or other side. So this kind of market, I really don't like to I it's I don't like to trade it because it's going in drops. It going 1 point, 2 points, come back, go forward, come back. It's really easy to get stopped and to lose the patience and get stopped in full trades. But as I thought before, as I've mentioned and I've concluded in my study, this 3930 would be unavoidable, important. This would be important. And let's see here. If there will be a pullback, the 3928 in this situation is where I would start looking. And now it's good. Here it's good because we have here in 3926 the start of this high trading zone, high intensity trading zone that I like to see. So if we see here, if we see prices go moving backwards towards the 3928, that is support 2, and that is the end of the zone here. If it reaches here, for example, the 26, 27, then buyers come again and try to push up. Then this could be a sign of a potential resume of the resumption of the upward move. It was not even it was not able so far to reach the 3928, that is the support. But at 3928, I would not do anything because considering this amount here until the 26, stars could push here. So if, for example, I buy 3928.5, my stop are usually 2 points. I could be stopped here. Price stopped me, come down to 25.75 or 36, and then move favorable. So it's always better to wait. It's always better to wait and not trying to anticipate. It's easy to say. It's really hard to do this almost every day. I made some mistake in terms of doing this kind of mistake of anticipating or trying to anticipate, but it's really better to wait. So let's see here if it will be able to hold here in the between the 26 and 27. And if it do even reach here and move up, or if sellers will win this battle and be able to and succeed in pushing down. Because if we enter here the 25 again, entering the 25 range again, we could say that would be more likely to head towards the 3916 or 3920 than entering here and then moving up. Because if buyers succeed in pushing down here, it means that in this currently in this at this point they're stronger, and then they could bring price down, but they're not being able to lose the 28 or 27. So we've been working kind of lateralization and sideways. We've been moving sideways until the first 30 or 40 minutes. We have this kind of a sort of a breakout that was not, no one could get enthusiastic with it. Try to move up and fail it. I don't like this kind of. We are trading negative. We are far below the previous value area, less closing, and we're suffering to push price up. So I would say that in this very moment, in this precise moment, it seems more likely to even trying a quick move to 31 and then exhaust there and try to come down, then moving up. It's it's not. It seems that buyers are really facing trouble to succeed in moving, but they're still buying. Sellers are selling and they're absorbing. There's still liquidity here. Let's see what happened here in 26. A kind of exhaustion here. This could be a sign to a long trade, but it's danger considering the pressure of their pressure here. It's really hard to do something just with this exhaustion. But if we see prices here in 28 or 29, 28.5, and then sellers selling and absorption above this 27.5, this could be a good sign for a scalping scalping a long trade there. But what we see here is that there, I like to see always the color of the times in sales. And this green uh, green numbers are when buyers bought at market, and the orange ones are when sellers. So when you have one color prevailing, I used to consider that side. Let's see that here in 26, 27 here, buyers that absorb it. There was a huge volume bought by them. So it seems that a quick scalp could be successful. Dangerous, but could be. I wouldn't do this right now, I think. But it could reach here the 30 or 31.5. Let's see if it's going to be able to reach here the 31, 31.5. But failing to overcome there, and there's an exhaustion. We see that here there's no huge amounts, no big amounts being bought. If we see prices moving up, an exhaustion between 31.5 or 33, this could be a sign that it will be really difficult and could be a sign for short. But you see here, buyers are really trying, but sellers are absorbing. Sellers are providing liquidity. It's finding lots of liquidity in this region. So I'd say that what we see here, let me see, it was here in 2 minutes, 29.75, 30.25. In this last move, it was not even able to overcome the 30.25. It's a clear sign of weakness. In theory, moving up, we could try some short here and put uh, the stop in 32, but it's as I mentioned, it's not the kind I like, because seeing this range until the 31.2, it's for me it's not comfortable to sell here in 29 and wait or do something, put a stop 3 points above in 32 and then be stopped even in 33 or 4. It's it's bad. So it would be better to wait. But you see that 26, 27, it's still been forced. 26, 26. It seems it's going to, sellers will be able to push down. Let's see if it's going to succeed. This time, the rationale is not exactly the same. It's pretty much the same. Although we've touched it, we've tried 3 times here. But trading above the 28, it would mean some strength. So trading above it could lead again to 30, 31. But it's a dangerous, it's unnecessary trade. It's I think that it's not that good to we could avoid this kind. It's let's see if it's going to reach the 31.5. You see, every time it feels difficult to recommend. Then you see it suffers. Sometimes it suffers to reach 39, but quickly come back to 37, 36. You see that sellers are being more successful. Sellers are usually winning the 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 short battles and being able to push. So it's the one, two, three, at least the fourth time it's trying to break up the 26 here. So if it comes below the 25, goes up again and not able to trade above it, it's a sign that possibly sellers would see this like a weak sign of buyers and then could try to put down. And considering this larger zone, we could maybe see here in to the 18 and till 19 and 17, maybe 17. But like I said, we are not. It's not. Uh, it's not healthy to anticipate anything. Let's see what's going to happen. The most traded, the point of control, the most traded point of the day is 39.22. I like to see. I really like to trade this the to is my best reference is the volume profile, and I don't like to see. I don't like to see this kind of teeth here. I prefer when I see this kind of here in the 25 25.25. we have a street here. We have a line here. We don't have this reduction, gradual reduction. This is not good to trade. This is really risky to trade. But when we see this, you see that a huge volume have been traded there. There was lots of interest from both sides, and there's a discontinuity above it. So this 25 is actually important here, and let's see what's going to say. And what we are seeing again is that it's filling up. Sometimes you have this empty regions in this volume at price here. But what we're seeing that this region from 25 to 27, it's been filled up. So I start not the I don't like this. I don't like to trade this, and this region for me is no longer good to. It became risky and hard to think in doing something here. So what I would look now, it's something from 29 to 31.5, and then would look down under in 17. I mentioned the 20 weeks exponential moving average in 39.16. Where is it now? Let me see. 39.17 actually now currently taking the opportunity. We're almost reaching this green line is the volume weighted view up, volume weighted average price. I really like to use it. I do not anticipate trades on it, but market many times respect. So it's good to have it in mind because it's not a matter of leave a limit order there. It's not the rationale, but usually things can happen there. And so, for example, if we see an exhaustion or a huge absorption, if I see in my volumetric bars any sign that could lead to a potential trade, I can do this. But it's not always that it's respected. So we should never do something beforehand or just like a bet, hoping that something would happen there. You see, as I've mentioned, after breaking out the 25, uh, sellers kept pressing down. It reached the 21, was not able to reach the 19 or 17 I've mentioned, but they are still trying to press. Let's see here. Let's see what's going to see to happen. We see it lost the view up here, and then it touched it again. So when it lost, and then when it comes back, kind of a pullback, this is more reliable than the first attempt. This is more reliable than the first one. So in this case, I prefer to consider this kind of move after a strong decline. Prices tried to reach there and was not able to overcome. Here, the relevance of the point is increased here because we have the POC, the point of control, and the VWAP. So, uh, but when it's a tight market, is a struggle. Point of control keeps moving all the time, so it's not reliable. It's not good to try to do something there. Sorry about the noise. But as I've mentioned, trading below the 25, it would be more likely to test again this bottom of this congestion, this range, than moving up and reaching the 30 again. So let's see if it's going to respect here or if it's really going to come down and reach the 17. Oh, it's really trying to go there. But considering we are kind of sideways, it does not mean that reaching the 16 will have a breakout down. We sellers will win and we have a breakout. No, it does not mean. Maybe we could make a big range here from 16, for example, from 15 to 30. So price could get trading inside this region in between. Hold on. Price reached the 18.75. That was a target I've mentioned. Let's see. Let's see if it's you may see here through the volumetric bars that sellers really tried, but buyers showed up here again and did not let sellers put below it. But they keep pressing. You were seen here in the time and say a mix of orange and green, but when you start seeing pre predomination of one of them, this is a colored signal I usually like to see, to consider. This kind of situation, I like to see the chart here. One, two, three. We have almost four bars here around the 3921. It reached the 18, was not able to keep, but many times when it moves down and did not reach previous previous low, could mean some strength, but risky to do anything. You see here in this the current candle, it made the low in the 18.75. It tried to move up. It was not even able to reach the view up. We had this high here in 39.24, the view up in 30.23.70. It's suffering to reach there. We could say that reaching there and not able to trade above the 24 or making a false breakout in the 25, then at this time maybe could be sure it could be an opportunity, but since we're in a kind of lateralization right in the middle, it would be right the middle of this lateralization. It's really hard to, it's dangerous to, risky to choose a side and make a bet on it. But this this weakness, this lack of strength to overcome the 25 could be a weakness signal, and then if move, if price reach here and accelerate down and accelerate downwards, then at this case an opportunity could arise. Let's see. But it's kind of blocked. It's unlucky they both it's both buyers and sellers are facing difficult to make a continue move or to make a bold, a strong move. It's always struggled. It's hard to hard to do something. And you see here in the volumetric bars, you see buyers aggressions, but also sellers. So it's hard to do something here. Let's see if it's going to be able to overcome the 25. It was low volume here, and there was an exhaustion in 23. In theory, it could fail, buyers could fail, but risky to sell here. Let's see if it's going to overcome the 25. Let's not being able even to reach there. Did you see? It was not able to. Now we had an induction here because buyers were struggling to move up. We had the view up there. Buyers tried to push price up, and this is clearly an exhaustion. See here, 500, 400, 300, 115. It's clear. It cleared missed strength to buyers. And when this happens, is the clue for sellers entering with the load and trying to push down. But actually, hard to expect huge moves from both sides because it's been quite struggled. You see, it reached again the 19, but upwards again. So it's hard. But if seen here the 15 minutes, as I said that time, you see here, this 15 minutes is the includes pre-market. It's the overnight. It's the 24-hour chart. You see here, it reached. We had the high. The high there was 34.75, and the EMA was on 33.9, 34. The high was 0.75, less than 1 point above the average. So I like to use these charts to see these regions. Both I like also to see the 5 minutes. I have a 5 minute here somewhere. Where? Here. 5 minutes because sometimes 2 minutes get too noisy and it's more useful to use the 5 times it reaches it gets closer to the average moving average, and we can see in the volumetric bars a sign or a clue for indicating us to do something. So this is always helpful to have these charts. They are not my decision making is not my conclusion is not taken based on it, but they definitely help me in positioning what I'm gonna do. 18.75, 18.75. We see it 2 times it reached 18.75, and now it lost it, and it's facing difficult to trade above. This could mean sellers could try, but uh, also in my perspective, I would never, even if I see a weakness sign here, I would never make a short trade here because until the 15, my high trading zones starting on 15, 16. I would never sell here to hope for no more than 2 points. And in this situation, price could quickly move up and stop me. So considering if you had to bet kind of casino, when you see this kind of region, If you have to make a bet, it's better to buy here than to sell here, because here it means this end of the zone means that reaching here, probably buyers will try to defend this and push price up. And then even if in the short run you were right, you see the trend, you see sellers pushing, etc. But it's it's very very common. You see the movement. You sell here, it stops you 2 3 points above it, and then goes down. So short trades down here, it would be needed to be after trading below it, moving above it, and not being able to reach this region again. Because in this case, if buyers were able to push price up and reach this region again, it would mean that prices are still strong, or they're strong again. Then when entering this again, it would more likely to have prices moving up than prices moving down. And I'm not sure if you guys watching are used with the order flow, or how you read it, but it's really, for me, it's amazing. It's really interesting to see these nuances, to see these features of the match, to keep this, to keep looking what's behind the chart. Did you see how many things we are seeing behind the code candle? You see a candle, you see its shadow, it's its body, you see its color, but look how many things, look how many data info we could get behind it. It's more complicated, definitely. It's more difficult than uh, than the technical analysis, or than simply chart or price action. But for me, it's really interesting. Did you see here? Prices, buyers winning here. They're being this green here. We see the some imbalance, and they're trying to push up, but this time this did not even overcome the 21.25. Did you see it? So considering, look here at the 2 minutes. We are sideways. We're sideways from 30 to here to 16. We could see. We could say. Let's say. Let me see. The low is here in 13.75. You see that now it did not reach the 13.75, but it would be, for example, here you see the pressure, and after after making this low, sometimes you could see a bit more pressure, but it would not a surprise at all if it could make a false breakout here and head upwards again to 30. So when we are sideways this way, really risky to do something in between. It would be better to trade the limits of the regions that, as I've mentioned, 25 is still a point, but this fitted up the 25 to 27, so it's riskier. But the 29.5 to 31.5 would be the region. 31.5 would be more comfortable, since we still see this volume here, but we've seen that the latest time it was difficult to overcome the 29. So maybe this time it again did not reach the 31.5. What we're seeing here again, I've mentioned the potential sideways, but I keep seeing the charts, and man, every time I'm seeing lines, lines on them. And now you may see here we have the moving average pointing down, and we're trading for some time below it. If the moving average was like a line here, like horizontal line here, it could confirm us that it's really sideways, and it would be better to wait the limits. However, in this kind of in this precise situation exactly here, what I see is that what I tend to think, look at here, we have the moving average right above the VWAP. So we are trading below it. We've made this high here in 23.25. I would not get surprised if prices reach here, not able to go, and then it could speed up down. But considering the rhythm today, it's been difficult to wait or to hope for a strong move, for a fast move. But usually, when it gets, if it faces difficult to overcome this average here, and if there's a huge volume entering, then it can trigger a bigger drop. It can trigger a larger movement. Guys, I'm just making a pit stop, 1 minute pit stop. I will come back right now. Just hold on a bit. I'm coming back, okay? Just a second. Okay, back again. Did you see it? Let's see here if it's going to be able to overcome the 24. This kind of bar in 2 minutes, I usually do not like to bet against, to trade against it. Okay, it's the end of the my high trading zone here. 39.25 was my region, my number. But when I see such a big bar after this, after breaking out this downtrend line, I'm not comfortable. I usually prefer to trust in the volume at price. I usually prefer to trust on it than in figure in charts or or something like this. But actually, it's not comfortable. Did you see here? It was we had small volume going up, moving up, pushing price up, and then we have just two contracts here: 300, 200, 102 contracts. Buyers just bought two contracts. That is a clear exhaustion. There is a clear exhaustion. So it was a clear sign that buyers tried to push up, but lost momentum there. There was no contracts around there. In this case, we are making a big bar down here after reaching the view up and moving average. So in this case, I trust. I intend to I tend to trust more in a possible breakout down here than a return over there. I wouldn't, in this case, I wouldn't bet, I wouldn't buy something here. It would be healthy, it would be less riskier to wait and see. But anyway, in a downtrend and such a big bar like this could be the sign to sellers that they could put pressure and try to move up. Let's see if it's going to break the base of the region. I will stay here for more 20 minutes till 11:30, considering I got late. I tend to stop before, but since I got too late, I'll stay more 20 minutes. Let's see what's going on. Let's see what will happen. See here that sellers are really trying to push down. Look at here, it could hard to break the 14 and go straight downwards, but we're seeing intensity now. We're seeing this intensity here. Buyers, you see buyers there, buyers trying to push up, trying to defend, but as you see here in the filtered times and sales, you see that the predominance of sellers here. You do not see big blocks, big buying blocks. Okay, this for me this means that there's not that interest of buyers. So it's hard to bet against this huge volume of selling. Let's see. Let's see what's gonna happen here in the 16, 15. Okay. But as you see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is the sixth time it's touching this region, the 17 region, and The unique tried to go above, to go over. It did not succeed. So it's hard to think here that a long would be a good choice. You cannot sell. You should not sell. I should not sell, but it does not mean that a long would be a good choice. For you guys hearing, since this is the first actually live transmission, if you could confirm to me if the sound is okay, if it's been able to understand or the volume, the if it's clear, if you could confirm to me in the chat, I would appreciate. Did you see we are right in the base of the high trading zone. We reached the 15 and we're now 19 again. So as I said, there was a huge. So as I mentioned, considering the selling pressure, it would be risky to do something. It would be risky to buy, considering all this pressure. You see it, this aggression, selling aggressions here. But to see the strength of this volume profile, this volume at price, to see that this is really meaningful. It reached the 15 and moved up again to us 5 points. Did you see? Even I would say that second. I'd say that for me it is even if you try even if you trade as a chart trader or technical trader, complementing with this kind of knowledge, it can increase your hit rate because, for example, here, as I mentioned, even if you see the strong, you are never going to sell here. Oh, I'm seeing a breakout. It's going to break out here in the 16. You are definitely not selling here because it could quickly stop you as it would be happen. So uh, as I mentioned before, if you see this kind of situation, this kind of base of volume at price, if you have to choose what I'm going to do, it's better to buy than sell. The opposite in the top of it, it's better to sell than buy. It's a bet. I would not do this, obviously, but if you had to, it's not it's not good to bet against it. So we are keeping that lateralization, that trading sideways on this range. It was we could discuss lots of concepts and could share. I was able to share my thoughts here. Let's see. It's moving upwards again. Let's see the behavior in the 24 or 25. Let's see what's going to happen there. See here that the ups here again, and now we could redraw this trending line, and it's almost there in 22 to 23. Oh, thanks, thanks, sir. I was, I just muted the puts. I just muted the microphone for a cough and forgot to open it again. Sorry, sorry. I repeat what I was saying. Even drawing this line and even close to the view up, price tried many times. Six candles tried to move down. Yet, yet the moving average, 2 minute moving average is flat now. So it's kind of it's mean this indecision. It could confirm this lateralization. So even price could speed up and come down. I don't like to respect this kind of trending line, or maybe if it touch it and come down, I it's risky to do something. Let's see. Let me pass and see if I can realize, or I can find something worth to mention or worth to. Let's see what's going to happen this time. Heading down the 16, heading towards 1615 again. Let's see if it's going to succeed. See here the volumetric bars. Let's follow up what's happening here in the volumetric bars too. You see that buyers are trying to press here in the 18.5, but sellers are pressing. Put back to the 2 minutes. Let's hear what's going to let's see what's going to happen. But did you see every time it reaches here, it's really strong. It's really difficult. It's hard to pass by. Every time there is a buyer's defense, and I'm not sure if you trade every day or how or for how long do you trade. But last week we see it was really difficult. The 39.15, 39.20, it's been really difficult to pass it. There were lots of contracts to. Am I making confusion with the 80.20 or no? I guess it. Yeah, 1920 here. 1920, there were lots of contracts. But did you see it? It tried again and heading up. So every time we see lots of defense here. This actually means also that every time it reaches here, it's reaching defense. The defense is strong. It's well positioned here. When it break out, then it it tend to mean that buyer's interest had finished, then could let room to the move speed up. So in that case, as I mentioned before, breaking out, coming, and not being able to overcome the 1620, then this could be a try. Heading again to 25. Let's see. It just touched here the view up in 23, 22.20, 23.75. Let's see if it's going to break up here the 23 region. Did you see it reached there? It reached the 22.75 and sellers quickly press it. But now we're seeing here buyers trying to press. And at the same time, here in 21.5, you see buyers buying. This kind of buying absorption in a top of a high trading area, this it's not it, it does not mean that it will definitely move up, but what we see usually is that when it moves up, this happened before. This kind of move happened before. What we've seen here, buyers bought a big amount of contracts, sellers tried to defend and to sell, and buyers absorbed. And it seems that what we're seeing is that buyers are pressing, buyers are trying to press, and this region we could expect, obviously, we could expect this. Let's see if it's going to turn back as it has done since in 50 minutes or as it have been doing before. Did you see here the absorption here? Sellers were selling and buyers were buying above and above. In this sense, although we are in the end of the volume area, this high trading zone, as I mentioned, although you're in the end of it, it's really risky to try a short here. Although 39.25 is an important region, as I've been mentioning since the beginning, but this scenario is not good for a bet against this move for a short here. Let's see if it's going to, but did you see, as I mentioned here, this buying absorption? And now, considering it's going to, if it's going succeeding in breaking up, the 28 again, that is support 2 is a point, and more than just a point. We see here 29.5 and 31.5, especially the 29.5 that we have a huge volume, the kind of the end of the volume there. But it does not mean that it's have already overcome the 25. You see that it's still struggling, but you've also seen that sellers were not able to push down again, to push down below the 24. So let's see, we could say that considering this move, we could not actually, I think as breakout would not be a good word to say it, to say about it. But having traded above it, let's see if it's going to reach the 29.5. Again, it would be hard to pass by, I would say. But we're seeing here, buyers' interest is still big. Sellers are providing liquidity. Sellers are being aggressive as well, but buyers are absorbing. So this time, the situation is different from all the previous ones. What does not mean we are necessarily having the breakout there. No, we are just facing more struggle. We are seeing that things are better to buyers now, but actually here it's hard to do anything. Well, guys, it reaches the time we're in the time I've mentioned. Sorry about the late. I'm not sure if you were trying to follow from the early beginning, from the start. I will try at least once a week. I will do this. Next, I intend to do again, maybe on Tuesdays and Thursdays. I intend to do again on next Tuesday at 9:25, 5 minutes before the regular session, so as I can share with you my pre-market studies that I think it's also useful. So that time things will work and we're not going to fail and we can do I hope we will be able to do this market prep, or I can share this market prep and we can see the market from the very beginning of the regular session. Okay, so thanks for joining, thanks for your patience, thanks for watching. Hope you have enjoyed, hope it's useful, and see you next time. Thank you, guys.